Former Public Protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane will today turn to the High Court in Pretoria to challenge the decision by the Office of the Public Protector not to pay her multi-million rand gratuity. Mkhwebane alleges that she received a letter from the legal representatives of the office back in February this year indicating that she should not be receiving that money. Let's get a better sense of what else we need to know about this. Canny Maphanga is our reporter on the story. She's with us in Studio 9 today. Great to see you at a close distance. You and I always chat whenever there's plenty taking place in the courts. So here we are back again with issues to do with the former public protector. Let's first begin by understanding this gratuity. In what context is it usually paid out?
Well, the public protector, the Office of the Public Protector, it's a 7-year non-renewable term. So the common practice is that once they finish that term, they get out this gratuity, that is a payment, because remember, you can't be a public protector, quote unquote, for life.
Right.
So essentially you get that gratuity after you have completed that term. We know she started in October of 2016, I stand to be corrected, and just a few weeks shy of that 7-year term ending, she was then removed from office. We call it impeachment, but in law, technically what that is, it's a removal of office. So when she attempted to communicate with the Office of the Public Protector to get inquiries about this gratuity that she was expecting, the communication that she got from the Office of the Public Protector is that she didn't leave that office out of her own volition. She was removed through an overwhelming majority when that motion was tabled before the National Assembly in September last year. That was over 300 in favor of that motion, and she was removed from office, i.e. impeached. Now, with other public roles, it's almost clear and certain in law what happens when one is impeached or removed from office. So with judges, with the Chief Justice, with the President, Deputy President, we know these are titles that you enjoy until you die, basically, for the entire life. And if you're removed from office, what happens is that you lose the title and the benefits that are attached with it. However, with the public protector, she's arguing differently that that gratuity is owed to her, and she's going to that court to seek that order to declare that decision by the Office of the Public Protector invalid and unconstitutional. And she's asking the urgent court to give out an order that they need to pay it out within 30 days.
It's interesting that you draw this distinction between what we loosely refer to as an impeachment and this idea of, leaving office, because part of what she's saying is that she needs clarity on the interpretation of vacation from office.
Yes.
She's asking the court to give more clarity around specifically what that term means.
Yes, well, in the Public Protector Act, the office is basing it on the fact that she didn't leave out of her own volition.
Right.
So she didn't vacate the office out of her own means, out of her own will. It was a removal. In law, we state it as a removal, but we all understand that to be an impeachment. So she's arguing in papers that this decision has a number of contraventions in terms of constitutional provisions that she is owed as an individual. She's arguing that since she's become a member of parliament for the EFF, her salary or her income has reduced significantly, and she is in need of those funds in terms of her livelihood. She's also attributing it to the Bill of Rights. Those are fundamental rights that we are owed, and stating that without that livelihood, her dignity will be impaired, among others, arguing that constitutionally it's invalid for the Office of the Public Protector to withhold that gratuity from her. You may remember leading up to it, though, that there were a number of cases that the former public protector was in at the expense of that office, and that once that Section 194 was completed, she was eventually removed from office, and the Office of the Public Protector, that is the Chapter 9 body itself, is contending that once you leave that office, not out of your own will, you forfeit that benefit. But that is up to the urgent court to decide first if this matter is urgent, and if it is urgent, then to hear the merits and to decide on the merits whether the former public protector is correct. But you can expect that a matter like this could continue until we reach the apex court. So those proceedings are expected to start at 10 a.m. this morning with Advocate Dali Mpofu SC arguing on behalf of the former, now impeached, public protector, Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane.
Yeah, and we know, of course, it's going to be a virtual sitting. It's so interesting you mentioned the different reports leading up to her impeachment, because part of what she's saying is that the only reason why she's been treated in this way, for lack of a better term, is because of some of those reports. I mean, she cites the CR17 report, the 31 Phala questions that she sent out, and the report on the so-called rogue unit, almost painting this picture that she was sort of after the untouchables, and that's the only reason why the Office of the Public Protector is responding this way.
Indeed, she'll argue that the process of her removal started from an early stage and that there was malicious intent on part of some of the actors who played a critical role in that motion leading up to the National Assembly. And she'll further argue that she herself intends to challenge that impeachment itself in court when she gets the chance to, possibly why she's asking for these funds to be released, so that can also be a possible option for her in the future.